But we start in Philadelphia, where two of the best bigs in the game went at it. We had a full-on scuffle, a kerfuffle, a back and forth. There's one headlock, there's some pushing and grabbing, and then it goes to the ground. And then we get Ben Simmons puts Towns in a chokehold. There is so much going on. Jalen Rose, do you consider this a hold me back moment or a real fight in the National Basketball Association?
I consider this a real fight in the National Basketball Association when Ben Simmons is on the back of Karl-Anthony Towns' back and choking him to the point where Karl-Anthony Towns has to tap out on the ground to get him to let him go.
Jalen, I don't think he tapped out. He didn't tap out. He didn't tap out. I'm a backup cat. He did not tap out. He was just kind of trying to get up and slam in the ground. I'm gonna back Towns on that one. Go ahead.
I'm gonna back Teague because he had Towns' back, just like Simmons had Embiid's back. And so when the league looks at this, obviously they'll both get suspended. Ben Simmons is going to get suspended. But can you run that video again? What people are sleeping on is the Jeff Van Gundy-ish moment for the coach that tried to get involved.
Oh,
don't sleep on the coach. No, the assistant coach tried to get involved. If you watched it from the other angle, he got in the wrong place at the wrong time for the wrong reason.
Oh, it's great. Oh, yeah, he tried to get up there. Yeah, he got his ankle twisted. It was great. It was great. And, of course, both Embiid and Karl-Anthony Towns faced the media after the big fight, and here's what they had to say.
First of all, I ain't no So, there was not a lot of talking. You were kind of happening out of nowhere. I just did what I had to do. I was just, trying to control myself. It happens.
It was a competitive game. It was a competitive game. I'm disappointed we lost. How do you view what happened with you? It was just competitive. It's a competitive game. That's all it was.
Are you all disappointed in yourself to get drawn into something like that?
It was competitive.
Did you take a swing at him, or are you trying to get him in a headlock?
This is competitive. It's competitive basketball that was being played.
Timberwolves PR was like, listen, here's what you say. Just say the word competitive over and over and over again. Just say competitive, and then we'll get out of here, and then we'll regroup, and then you can make a statement later. What do you think about the sound from both of them after the game?
Two of the most skilled bigs in the game. When we talk about Porzingis a lot, I always mention that he's going to be one of 4 players that I believe will average 20 points and have 2 blocks. Anthony Davis, and these are the other 2 guys that make up that foursome. Really talented. I'm so glad that they were in close proximity of one another versus having the space to throw real punches.
Good point.
So ultimately just grabbing and wrestling one another stopped that from really escalating into an ugly scene.
Well, one thing that always happens is after the fight, it escalates on social media. It started with Joel Embiid, and he took to social media, as everyone does nowadays, and he said, great team win. I was raised around lions, and Cat pulled on me tonight. Jimmy Butler, I miss being part of the third stringers. I got his mom giving me middle fingers, which is actually a fact. That's some serious real estate. And, of course, after that, Karl-Anthony Towns had to respond, and he did so. He posted this picture with the finger on Joel Embiid with some words, raised around lions, cap, 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 clown, clown. And he also posted a follow-up of Mr. Embiid crying after losing to the Raptors. Jalen, what do you think about the social media beef afterwards?
Well, it's almost like with Baker Mayfield, and I talked about this with LeBron James. It's one thing to have an opportunity to say something. And then when you have to go back and clarify it on social media, it always loses a little luster, if you ask me. But at the same time, when Joel does put it out there, if you're Karl-Anthony Towns, you must respond, especially when he puts your mom as a part of the tweet.
Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't really think about the mom part, but the mom was in the tunnel. Looked like she really wanted smoke with Joel Embiid. I'm here for all of this. I love the wrestling stuff. I know we're not supposed to promote violence, but I just love the drama. I love that they actually don't like each other. I love that they go to social media and they go back and forth. I love that they give us so much to discuss. It's just, I just really like this aspect of the NBA when it feels like players are not best friends. They're actually going at each other. And to put it in Karl-Anthony Towns' words, it's a competitive game again.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.